Ladies and gentlemen, I am live. I'm also very tired. Just seeing who shows up for this. I mean, just got home from work. Bear! Bear. Bear, you little booger. Don't stop that meow meow meow. Don't stop that meow meow meow. There's Bear's butt. Bear's going, look at my butt. I'm a kitty. What I do is show people my butt. It's a cat thing. It's like saying, hey, let's be friends. Wonder if anyone's actually going to show up this morning. It's a Friday. I mean, I just got home, and I was out in the cold all night. So my house is like 85 or 65 degrees, and it's burning. Like just the heat, because my skin was so used to. There we go. Because my skin was so used to being out in the night air. I've got this flush going. I don't know if you guys could really see it. But then I also have this scratch on my hand that hurts like hell. Mm. And you can hear my kitties in the background. They're making some noise. Somebody, Danielle, say Karger Afghan. What language is that? Is it German? Oh. Basin Leo, what are your thoughts on Bob Dylan? My thoughts on Bob Dylan are he me because you can't understand Bob Dylan. So I mean, my understanding is that Bob Dylan is like 90% drugs at this point, but that he's a very nice person. Okay, looks like that was Arabic. Detect language.
Karga Afghani.
Karga Afghani.
Karga Afghani.
means effective Afghani. Me, says Bob Dylan. Uh, never was the biggest Dylan fan. Just so you know, I am familiar with him, and my knowledge of Bob Dylan comes from the old school K Rock before Kevin and Bean left, and that was I don't know how long ago that was a thing. Real Rudy Gioloni and Akimo Modwington I com Awabi mi Tayo K. I mean, I would assume that that language would be Italian, but that doesn't look like Italian. I ate a lot today, and my computer boy. A coli? Valentine, stop causing trouble. Well, Rudy, I mean, don't go eating your computer. That's definitely not kosher, and it's going to be very very unpleasant to pass parts of a computer. Valentine, is that Toby you're talking to? Valentine, Valentine, if you keep making noise, you're going to have to be in the video, right? Toby, or is that Jack? Sounds like Jack. Knock it off, you two. Oh, I need to find homes for those two really quickly. Is that a Swamp Thing shirt? No, this is a merman shirt, I'll have you know. This is the merman from Creature from the Black Lagoon. It is a classic universal monster from the 3D era. And I believe Christopher Reeves was in the sequel. Are you two done? And they run off. Yeah, this is a shirt that got left at my house, and it just happens to fit. So I figured, why let it go to waste? Interestingly enough, the pandemic caused a lot of stores to donate to the homeless. So the last time I spoke to the woman I donate to, she said that she just can't take any more clothes. So I have no way of donating this shirt, so I'm wearing it. You know, you guys want to see it? See, you got the merman. He's got the faux gills or flippers on his side, the big mouth with the fangs. Bear thinks it's really cool, don't you, Bear? Gonna give me a kiss? No, you're not gonna give me a kiss? Oh, yes, there's a bear kiss, yes. I love it when you give me bear kisses. Yeah, he's just like his mom. He just loves to be around people. Yes. Give me noodles. Noodles, noodles, noodles. Okay, now you're trying to eat me. I am not Food Bear. Oh, you got bad breath. Demian Bishop, yeah. The creature from the Black Lagoon is referred to as the merman. It's just like Alien, it's referred to as a xenomorph. It's not referred to as the alien, but Alien is the franchise. So the merman from the creature from the Black Lagoon is a shirt that got left at my house. And for those of you wondering, this is bitter melon gourd tea. It is for my diabetes, which is not funny. Reminder, Fade to Black Zoom meeting this Friday. Ah, Fade to Black team. I don't know who these people are. Anyway, sorry about that. I should be focusing on you, not email. Um, them bobble-headed babes always gotta get in your face. Lol. This is a dude, okay? And we have a strictly platonic relationship, all right? I mean, it's a very loving relationship, obviously, but this is a dude. Desmela Leo, any thoughts on bluegrass? Never been the biggest fan of bluegrass. I mean, I know Creedence Clearwater Revival, and that's about it. You would think, you got boogers on my thumb. You would think I'd know more about music because I seem to know about everything, but no. Oh, how could something so small make so much smell? Oh, it attacks. Ooh, infinity, ooh, kitten eating a human alive. Happens more often than you think. I mean, I have said that if I die soon, uh, I hope I die at home. There's a kitty butt. You can see his balls. I haven't gotten him fixed yet. I hope that if I die at home so that my cats can consume my corpse and survive longer. Uh, I will, of course, grant that my neighbors probably wouldn't notice I died, but that's kind of not the point, is it? Still a baby. I also have two boy cats, and both are like Garfield. Yeah, gingers. They tend to be boys. Um, Wolf here looks, or Bear here looks just like his mother, Wolf. And they're both very affectionate animals. I mean, he just loves me so much. He's trying to eat me on up. And are you now trying to get into my nose? They're trying to get your boogers on me. Yeah, I have a ginger cat. Ginger cats tend to be rare, and the ginger cat that prowls my neighborhood, his children don't tend to survive. I mean, if I could catch him, I would get him fixed because he's a real Romeo, and he's always getting the girls pregnant. But I mean, he's not my cat. Yeah. Where are you from? I am from where I am. Los Angeles. They're not gingers. They just want everyone's food, lasagna included. So, what do they look like, Demon or Demian Bishop? I mean, are they black cats? Are they white cats? Are they tabbies? Because I got an army. People are like, how many dang cats do you have? And I go, I don't even know. I'm trying to find homes. Ugh. I'm just having a day. I've got two jobs. Well, three jobs if you count central casting, and four jobs if you count my YouTube channel, Zuh, because I have many. But I've got this third job, and on the one hand, it pays like crap, but it's very close to my home. One's black; he's just showed up one day, and a white one with gray, two dark gray stripes. Okay, cool. I mean, I just love kitties, even when they try to eat me. Stop trying to eat me. I'm trying to read the comments, you silly. Have you ever heard of filk music? No, I have never heard of filk music. I can honestly say that, I mean, what is filk music? I think I have to print out this application. Well, it's doable. Ugh, doing too many things at once here. Playing with a kitty, trying to read my email. I've got an 11-year-old brown tabby myself, Avery says. I've got to get going, but it was nice to stop in. Hope you have a lovely day. It's going to be a long day, Avery. But good to hear from you. Nathan Russell, hi. Zup. Zup, bro. I mean, I'm here with Bear. I don't know if you remember him. He often likes to join me on my live streams. I'm having my bitter melon gourd tea, which is supposed to help with my diabetes. Bitter melon gourd tea lives up to its name, by the way. You do, okay. He is just Mr. Cuddles this morning. I mean, I don't know why. I don't know if his mom's around. Maybe he misses her. She has that tendency to go off and be somewhere else. Smell the cut on my hand. No, don't eat the cut on my hand. Damien Bishop, you should enjoy life. Having too many jobs prevents doing just that. If the bills get paid, great. If you get to save money after, even better. You know, Damien Bishop, what's going on is that during the pandemic or slightly before there, my father passed away. And this left me in a very bad legal situation. Um, so, I mean, I have to pay my lawyer, and my house is falling apart. That's the problem. I live in LA, and you just don't make a lot of money. So, I have hella jobs. And the thing about me having hella jobs is that I do my best to bring my lifestyle to my job. So it's like last night I was actually watching movies because on one of my YouTube channels I review movies. So, I did that. And it's great when I can get screeners, which is drying up now. I mean, people are like, "Well, no, you gotta stream it at my place." It's like, okay, well, I mean, I can't really do that, can I? I'm working too much. But I mean, it's like, yeah, look, there was a couple of days like I had an 8-hour shift, had an 8-hour turnaround, had another 8-hour shift, had an 8-hour turnaround, had another 8-hour shift, and then somebody wanted me to go back into work, and I was like, I'm burnt. I can't do it. And you know, I mean, I would like to adopt the philosophy of work hard, play hard, which means that it's like when I do take a day off, I'm going to an amusement park and having a gay old time. Nathan Russell is just flooding me with emojis, and that's fine. I mean, that's cool. But it's like the best deal I can get is about $300 to get this little guy fixed. And the reason he's around is because one veterinarian wanted like 400 or 4,000. Ow! 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 $4,000 to get his mother fixed. Miss Fleeve, did you poot? Did you poot? Did you make the stinky? You know, my life is very Charlie Wood. Whoa. You look like Jackson Brownie? Who's that? You can't see her, but Mustafa Fleeve is also joining us. Oh my effing god. Betty Sky Kashirzi. Um, is that because I don't know who Jackson Brownie is? Dang shy bro, lost my wife Thanksgiving. Cats I have were actually here hers. Just got a one day at a time. It then Charlie Wood, I don't know who Jackson Brownie is. Yeah, one of the things, Bishop, is that there's no. Okay, he's a musician. He's a singer. Yes. Okay, I've looked him up. You know, there's no right way to handle grief, and I mean, the worst grief is the one where you see their ghost, and that's a phenomenon where your brain just wants them to be there so badly that you see them. And I've seen people like that, you know, and it can be really sad. But Better Sky, Kaherji, Steely Dan. I'm not really a music kind of person. I mean, 80s rock is more my deal, and I don't know that well. But as I was saying, I lost my mother at a young age. It was a week after my 10th birthday when my mother passed away, and she would have been 50 had she lived another week. So this was a very painful experience for me, except for the fact that, my mother was in terrible pain when she passed. And everyone was like, I mean, you're so sad, you're so sad. And I honestly felt that wanting her to stay a part of my life would have been selfish because, I mean, I'm happy that she's out of pain. I mean, I miss my mother dearly. I cannot tell you how much better I think my life would be with my mother in it. She was one of the strongest people I have ever met. She was an adventurer. She loved the world. She loved the great outdoors. She loved camping and animals. And she horseback rode and we whitewater rafted together. And that was all before the age of 10. You know, in fact, some people say that what killed my mother, she had cancer. And, you know, it was that we went on this 3 day canoeing trip down the Colorado, or was it the Ohio? I forget. It was a long time ago. But she came back from this canoeing trip with this huge bruise from sitting in the canoe, and her body had just gotten so weak, and she had her third relapse, and a couple months later, she was in the hospital and the hospice unit, and then she died, and it's just that's it's not something you get over. I mean, I don't think about it much now, but it's still very painful for me. Now, the rest of my family, it's like, look, the day my father passed away, uh, my sister told me in a text message, and I just went to work that night, you know, and that was all I could do. My father hated me, so I dealt with it. Six dogs. Yesterday is history, tomorrow a mystery, but today is a gift. That's why it's called the present. Yeah, Damien Bishop, I totally get it. Mine had cancer, much as we fought it, it won in the end. When she passed, it was a feeling of relief before grieving. Yeah, and you know, that's perfectly natural. We all deal with grief in our own way. And I mean, it's good that you could talk about it with me here. I mean, I can't say I love hearing that this happened to you. I'm very sorry it did. You lost a part of yourself and you can't get that back. And, but you do have to understand that everybody dies. The important thing is to live. And, we do our best by those we love by living a good life. It's as they said in that one movie, our revenge is to live. It's a Jewish thing. Fax 22. Hi, I'm from Palestine. A greeting in Arabic is Anna Sharmut. I would love you to say it. Say this. It's gives us. Now I'm going to look up what that says. I mean, are you from Palestine or are you from Palestine? Where was my Google Translate? So apparently in Palestine, they say "I am a slut" as a greeting.
أنا شانو.
So that's what that means. Fox 22. I'm not into dudes. I mean, it looks like you're some dude with a mustache. So I mean, you do you. Love who you love. I know that's really hard in Palestine, but you go love who you love. Don't let anybody tell you who you can love. And if they throw you off a roof, well, just know that you died for a good cause. Eric, who has a Donald Trump face, yes, we do. Yes, we do. What? Nathan Russell, a whole bunch of emoticons, Damian Bishop. Talking about it helps with the coping. Staying silent is the inner killer. Yeah, Nathan Russell, why is your computer on the same screen every day? It's not on the same screen every day. See, there's yesterday. It's very similar. It's the same wall. And then there's a couple of days ago. So it's like, yeah, this is one of my favorites here. But, you know, uh, Only Gary, Charlie Wood, have you been to Potato Fest recently? Is that an insult? Are you making fun of my Irish heritage? There's a Potato Fest? Charlie Wood, 2024, I mean. No, never even heard of it. Potato Fest sucked in 2022. Potato Fest? How old are you? I'm 45. Hey, buddy, I'm Irish too. Are you red, or, I mean, are you orange Irish or green Irish? But, back to talking about pain, which is, there was ne'er a potato in sight. Greenish. Okay. Uh, I believe my family, or the Neal name, is Orange Irish, but I believe we should all get along. In fact, one of my slogans is, "Let's make hate un-American." But one of the things we do, yes, sir. One of the things we do to cope with pain is called systematic desensitization. And systematic desensitization comes from the fact that when we're exposed to something that causes us pain, we have that reaction. And we want to be desensitized to that reaction so it no longer causes us pain. The best example of this is like arachnophobes. You put them in a room with a really fake spider and try to get them to be calm, and they're calm about it, and then you get the more realistic spider and get them to be kind. And eventually, you work them up to the point where they can hold a tarantula without freaking out. Now, grief is a little more difficult because um, often with grief, it's just there's so many memories, and one of the things we do, Charlie Wood, Siege of Derry was propaganda BS. I don't know what that is. I have not read Ulysses. This little. So, I mean, when we deal with grief, one thing to remember is to focus on uh, the points of joy. It's like with my mother. I talk about how I used to go whitewater rafting with her, and how we would ride on horses and go on these vacations that we learned quite a few things. And that's, I focus on the good points. And I mean, among my people, we have a saying, and that saying is "leave the dead in the ground." We have many sayings. Uh, most peoples have many sayings, but you leave the dead in the ground means you have to live. Desilio, I don't know, I wasn't there. What is this potato fest you speak of, and where is it? After the fiasco of 2022, I was thoroughly discouraged. Charlie Wood, 25 is the best say so far. Oh, Potato Fest is in Idaho. Well, that shouldn't surprise me. Yeah, I agree. Rochester 92. So, how many Idahoans do I have in this chat? I mean, seriously. Are you living in your own private Idaho? Bitter melon gourd iced tea is not fun. Bess and Leo, I'm not from Idaho. I travel from out of state. Okay, cool. I mean, I think I've been to Idaho, but it would have been, 35, 36 years ago. Fluffy Kitty said, "Hi. Do you hear that, Berry Bear?" Fluffy Kitty says hi to you. Leo care barely work on the way back because I try to fit so many potatoes in the trunk. I mean, are they all russets though? Like, I mean, do they have like the weird potatoes, like the ones you have to eat with special stuff or it'll kill you, or do they just have potatoes? Because my brother was always looking for a Yukon Gold potato. He never found one. We've all been there, brother. Mm. Every potato faster does it once. Okay. Mostly yep. I'm I'm totally lost at this point, guys. Bess and Leo, I think there has only once been a potato fest related death, but I think that had more to do with rowdy drinking and intense drug use that goes on throughout the festival. I just, what do you do at Potato Fest other than eat potatoes? Apparently, drink and do drugs. Wow, Rochester 92. Pufferfish potato kills you if you don't cut it right. Um, it's actually the green potato. But there are potatoes that are poisonous. So that's not. It's not like it's not a thing. And I mean, I'm the kind of person that likes to be a little on the adventurous side with his food. So I mean, I'm always looking for a potato I haven't tried because potatoes tend to be pretty healthy. Those rural people make their own meth and hit a bunch of it. Um, uh, you know, I don't know. I have to take your word for it because I don't know enough about meth or those people. You know, one thing we do say in the mental health field is that people are not doing drugs; they're self-medicating because they're using drugs as a coping mechanism. And I have a good friend of mine who is so many years sober, and she talks about her meetings and how they give her strength. And I remember there was one time I wrote on my Facebook, I said, have you ever looked at someone and said, when you die, it'll and go to hell, it'll be to punish the devil? And she goes, exactly. So I know she's had some rough people in her life. Rockster 92, potatoes are great. I'd look up this green potato. Um, Potatoes do have to ripen, and sometimes you find greenness in them. And if you ate a raw potato where the flesh is green, you would get sick. Or at least that's my understanding. I don't know how much green potato you have to eat. Charlie Wood, good for her. Yeah, I've um, I've worked with a lot of people who had to conquer addiction, and I've worked with a lot of people who didn't conquer addiction, and that's why uh, every now and again I hear about somebody who died. You know, do understand that the prevalence of death in my life is quite large. Scary Steve always comes to Potato Fest and nobody wants him there. Eh. Vesalino, absolutely no personal boundaries, and the bathrooms are always a mess after he leaves. Well, that's not fun. I mean, nothing less fun than using a nasty bathroom. It's like, ooh. I'm looking for the weird potatoes. Oh, here they are. Okay. So, I mean, I don't know which one of these to show you guys. I mean, there are many a weird potato in this world, but I mean, let me see if I can open a new tab. So these are all potatoes, and you can't see them very well, but they are still indeed potatoes. And potatoes are crazy, man. Like you just have no idea. Okay. Uh, Pledge and Free Fire All Gaming says hello. Charlie Wood says hi, I guess, to Pledge. Did I miss? No. I'm right where I should be. Bessalino says it comes with the territory when attendees consume 50 to 100 potatoes every day. Yeah. I mean, at that point, you're lucky you don't have potato plants growing out your tail. Charlie Wood, it says they contain Solani, which is yes, that's that's the thing. The green flesh of the potato is toxic. Pedge and Free Fire All Gaming Double Hand, Charlie Wood Fireworks, Rockester 92. I had similar experience to you, Richard. Self-medicated at one point and been around a lot of people who do. It's the only way to help yourself sometimes or deal with very hard circumstances. Okay, let's be clear. I have never done illegal drugs. All right. I have also never done pot. Um, if you're familiar with my channel, I do the drinking videos because I literally had so much alcohol sitting around that I never drank because I didn't care for it. I was born unaddictable. So, no, I worked with the homeless, you see. And in working with the homeless, I dealt with a lot of people who needed to self medicate. And, you know, one of the things that the homeless people said is that I'm a very understanding person because, I have great knowledge, if not perhaps wisdom, about addiction. That's just an aspect of my personality. I have a degree in psychology. Are you answer very question? What? What's the very question? The fur baby wore himself out. Yes, Damien Bishop, but he's back up again. Right. I didn't mean you. Pardon my wording. It's okay. I mean, uh, you know, at the one of the stores I go to buy cat food, there is a girl who on her name tag, every one of the people there has a thing about themselves on the name tag, and hers is, "I love Jesus." So she loves Jesus. So every time I go to her, we talk about the Bible. You know, and I do things like ask her her favorite Bible quote, and we talk about various aspects of the Bible, and she thinks I'm a Christian. But um, have you ever heard of Glomby Crandra Boy? No, I have not. But as I say, just because I'm knowledgeable about the Bible does not make me a Christian. In fact, ironically, the more knowledgeable you are about the Bible, the less likely you are statistically to be a Christian. And I mean, uh, if I could, one of the things I would love to do would be to get a doctorate of divinity, which I think you have to speak at least three languages to get a doctorate of divinity. But I was told that some doctorates of divinity are staffed almost exclusively by atheists because you know these are people that have read not only the Bible but the Book of Mormon and the Apocrypha and many other things. FBI, that's the best feeling I know. What's the best feeling you know? What do you think, Bear? You think you're a kitty? Well, that's a strange thing to think. The best feeling I know is the kitten. Everybody look busy. Um, yeah. I deleted my background. Oh, but yeah. You know, there have been some truly wonderful people in this world who have read this book about Jews, and you've all heard of this book about Jews. It's called the Bible. So when you talk about people like, say, Fred Rogers, who was one of the most inspiring people who ever lived, a very loving man who accepted all mankind, he gained this acceptance by reading about Jews. So I would recommend all mankind read about Jews. Okay, so FBI, the best feeling in is having a kitten like that crawl over you and love you. Um, it's a good feeling. I mean, I personally prefer being completely covered in kitty, which is something that does happen to me from time to time because I have many a cat. Everything says, "Hurry, bro! What have you been smoking?" I am Richard. I am an insane fat man trying to save the world. This is Bear, and I am just doing a live stream because people seem to like it. Peachy, Mr. Leland, what happened with the Black Hawk and AA plane? I think they're still investigating the crash. Uh, that's a very heavily traveled roadway or skyway, so it's not impossible for crashes to happen. And I can't really speak to it. FBI, I hope you get it now. Bessalino, how many cats? I honestly do not know. A for Adian, am I pronouncing that right? Hi, Richard, I'm new. I used to know a guy whose name was New. So A for Audian, where are you from? Are you a cat lover? Is that why you're watching this? Does Bear make you think, oh, it's a kitty? I love kitties. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I have a lot of animals, and they often enter my live stream. You know, Peachy Meow, Rockster 92. The cat looks happy. Yeah, he tends to. Rudy is saying something, I believe, in another language again. Rudy, I mean, is it you don't spell in English, but you speak it, or what's going on? The world is full of wonders, and the world is full of wanderers. No.
The world is full of wonders, and the world is full of wonders.
Okay. This appears to be Latvian. So, Rudy, what do you mean by that? I mean, I get it. It's a inspirational thing to say, but I mean, what are you getting at there? A for Aiden, where are you from? I am from Los Angeles. I am a born and raised Los Angelino. I was born in Bellflower, California, which is a suburb of Los Angeles, and I have lived in Los Angeles, or basically a suburb of Los Angeles, for the entirety of my life. I have not left the state of California in more than 10 years, and I rarely leave either Orange County or LA. A for Aiden, fire. Yes, the fires are mostly out. We had a nice rain, so Mother Nature took pity on us and decided to rain, and so I'm alive. I actually had my boss, I was at work, and I got a phone call from my boss. He said, I'm doing a virtual inspection of you. And one of the questions he asked was, um, is your post air quality affected by fire? So, Basilino is speaking another language. Punjabi? Punjabi?
घोड़े दा मुंडा आज मेरा दोपहर दा खाना है. Horseboy is my lunch today.
Um, I would not eat horse if I could avoid it, but I just actually picked up some bison, ground bison, which is going to be interesting. Rockester 92, have you ever had any desire to leave California? On occasion. I mean, I love California, but, you know, um, where would I go? I have a friend who lives in another state, and she wants me to go move up by her, but I mean, her husband is kind of the jealous type, so it's like he would not be, oh, come live with us. He'd be like, no, you stay the F over there and don't bang my wife. Because, I mean, like, we refer to each other as siblings, myself and that person, so we're very, very close. A for Aiden. I'm from Bangladesh. Okay. Are you still in Bangladesh or have you moved? How are things in Bangladesh? Charlie Wood, have you ever had some Dungeness crab? Don't believe so. Pishi, do you have any siblings? I have a brother and a sister. Both of them hate me with a passion. And I have a restraining order against my brother. Uh, Dungeness crab, eh? Looks like a regular red crab. Well, I may have had it. I may actually have some canned. I have canned crab on hand at the moment. Um, I have this crab bisque, and I like to fry the canned crab, and add it to the crab bisque. So looks like Bumblebee sells it. $5 for a 6-ounce can. Have you ever had canned weasel? Very delicious. No, I cannot say I've had canned weasel. Uh, okay, I've kind of lost the chat here. Okay, siblings, why do they hate you? My siblings hate me because they believe um, their lives would be better if I were dead, and they've been trying to steal basically anything they can from me since the year 2000. So, no, my brother is a paranoid schizophrenic. Okay, so it's not his fault, but I mean, he needs to live alone. He can't live with other people because his paranoia is so bad. A for Aiden, are you in problems? I don't think that came across so well. You may want to say that in your native language, and I will translate it because not very clear. Besamo, Bumblebee does not sell canned weasel. Are you sure Bumblebee does not sell canned weasel? But we know the truth. uh, I mean, is that actually a thing you can get, canned weasel? Charlie Woods sent me some gold medals there. I am generally of the feeling okay, I searched canned weasel, and it's giving me yellowfish, oysters, and smoked trout. So, squid in ink sauce. People eat the stranger things. I mean, what is it with human beings? We put everything in our mouth. All right, canned bumblebee 2. Um, okay. It is possible that at some point we can find canned bee maggots, but I wouldn't eat them. Well, actually, I would if I could. Very protein dense. Yes, so I'm told. Rudy has said something else strange. So let's all hear what Rudy said. This is Vietnamese. And the translation is,
the two sides of the bridge are connected by a series of curves, each with its own unique characteristics.
There is a bridge like that in Los Angeles, believe it or not. Fade, canned fish is delicious. Not from Giddy Prime. I mean, seriously, Fade. When Raban killed those whales in their mating ground, he really made a mess. Rockester92, I wonder what Rudy is saying. Rockester, this is what Rudy is saying. Please listen.
The two sides of the bridge are connected by a series of curves, each with its own unique characteristics.
Okay, and that is, I interpret that as a statement that, essentially it takes many to create a whole. Or possibly that um, diversity builds a better world. Which, yes, agree totally. Fade. The whales were on Leconville. Yeah, okay, he still made a mess when he killed them. You Harkonnens have absolutely no respect for the environment. Seriously, Fade. Alright, so Rudy has another one for us.
Tôi thích cảm giác nước trồn đóng hộp chảy xuống cằm vào một buổi chiều thứ ba đẹp trời.
This is Vietnamese, okay? And the translation,
I love the feeling of canned mint juice running down my chin on a beautiful Tuesday afternoon.
Rudy, mink juice? Is that even a thing? Do they have mink in Vietnam? My father was a mailman in Vietnam. Play it again, Pishi.
I love the feeling of canned mint juice running down my chin on a beautiful Tuesday afternoon.
Pesolino, Bumblebee does not sell mink juice either. Sean Wilmer. WTF is going on? A fat man and a kitten are live streaming. What did I walk into? Please don't walk into me. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. I'm not sleepy and there is no place I'm going. You know, guys, once again, these live streams are kept alive by you. Sean apparently is new here, but the rest of you, you know, we got to keep it going full stream. And Bear has just completely wore himself out. Sean Welmer, what? Am I the president of your fan club? I keep hearing about this mysterious fan club. How can you treat me like this? Okay, who's... they're in the closet. Rudy's got another one for us, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all ready for this? Well, Valentine and Night,
Thỉnh thoảng tôi đi bộ dài trên bãi biển với máy dò kim loại và tôi tìm thấy một lon nước ép trồn. Tôi múc nó lên khi cát chảy ra khỏi nó và nuốt nó một cách đói khát. Đây là những gì tôi sống vì nó.
Translation?
Sometimes I take long walks on the beach with my metal detector and I find a can of skunk juice. I scoop it up as the sand drips out of it and swallow it hungrily. This is what I live for.
Skunk juice? I just want to make the point here. You got those two bruisers in the background talking cat talk. And look how chill Bear is. He's just saying, please screw off. I have a stomach to sit on. Pishi, the greatest YouTuber nobody has ever heard of, but that's going to change soon. Let's hope. Bumblebee does not sell skunk juice. Okay. Okay, so let me see if I can break that up. Valentine, either you stop talking or you be in the video, okay? Valentine, are you listening to me? Apparently you're not. Valentine was not listening, but Jacoby was. I've got another kitty. I didn't name this one because I haven't gotten her fixed yet. I don't really intend to keep her. What's got going on here? Is that a skunk? Now Bear's getting jealous. Charlie Wood, I have a couple of questions. And I have a bunch of things I should put in the kitchen. What are your questions, Charlie? I mean, I'm here for you guys. Just drinking my bitter melon gourd tea and having a time of it. Question 1. Newspapers in late 17th century England expanded the population's knowledge of affairs outside the country, but also contained very influential and harmful propaganda about Ireland. In what way is media a powerful tool for regimes, and how does it affect conflict? Okay, so you've really got to pin down the regime. Typically speaking, propaganda is used by the people who are wrong. Used better, anyway. I mean, both sides use propaganda, but it's like Donald Trump talking about this smelt. All right, there's no, we're not not watering the world because of a fish. And the military actually, because Donald Trump said the military came down to California and opened this magic spigot, and now we have water. And the military turned around and said, "No, we didn't." But the truth is, most people are not going to look into the story. We as human beings are not very bright animals. We're just we're just really dumb. So we don't read up on things. I mean, look, since October 7th, this October 7th attack, I've done more reading on Israel than I had in the previous, 40 some odd years of my life. And the reason for that is that whenever somebody says something about Israel, I go and I look it up. A4 Aiden, I'm back. Cool. We were talking about propaganda. You know, but one of the things we see a lot in media is just flat out lies, and we also see a lot of what's called dip, or deceptive imagery perception, where you see things that are miscaptioned, and it's like, you guys probably don't know this, but on one of my channels, every now and again, I do a Snoops rumor control, and I go on Snoops and I find a story, and I research that story from Snoops, and a lot of the time, bear, ah, ah, uh, you have claws, bear. Look at those murder mittens. Getting a claw in the back. Yeah. Yeah, he climbed on my back. He does that. There's his butt. He's saying, "Everybody look at my butt." Can you start randomly screaming in your videos more often? That was really cool. I was not randomly screaming. I was being clawed, and I do that all the time. No, I don't play video games. Well, I do, but very rarely. Uh, I swear he's trying to knock over my tea. Can you start being in pain in your videos more often? Rockster92, I actually have an incredibly high pain tolerance. So, if Bear hadn't surprised me like that, I probably wouldn't have screamed so much. I mean, I am in pain. I don't know if you can really tell that, but that's right on the crease in my hand, and it is so painful. But you know, there was this time my family gave me this shock lighter. You press the thing and it shocks you. And I pressed it and I pressed it and I pressed it. And they're like, doesn't that hurt? I'm like, not really. Rockster92. Whew, hate those cuts. Yeah. So, Charlie Wood, question 2. As historians, what balance should be struck between striving to be accurate and striving to acknowledge various people's memories of events and the significance of those memories? Um, as a historian, your responsibility is always to the truth. Okay, that's how historians work. You know, one of the things about historians is that they will say that you need to understand things in context. Uh, A4 Aiden says, so why do you said that Rockster92? Eh. Okay, cool. Anyway, so as I say, there's this song by, I believe it's Beethoven, that's essentially "Lick My Butt," and um, it's like this is the German of the time equivalent to "Kiss My Ass," basically. Uh, Rockster92, A for Aiden. I was joking, interpreting Basilino's comment and about randomly screaming because Richard was in actual pain. Yeah. Anyways, Basilino, Mozart. Yeah, okay, Mozart, not Beethoven. My bad. A for Aiden. Okay, my fault. Yeah, guys, I mean, if you're going to direct some hate at someone, direct some hate at me. I can take it. I could not tell you the hate I have swam in. Sean Walmer, you're going to need to tell me what that song is. Which song? It was by Mozart. Because that sounds amazing. No, man, come on. Know me! I can take it. Are you sure you can take it? I mean, they say don't dish it if you can't take it. The clean urine stash, that's an exquisite kitten. Yes, Bear is quite beautiful. A is for Aiden. Do you like sports? No. Basilino, roast me. Uh, I don't have any basil on hand to roast you with. All I have is pepper at the moment, so I don't think you'd taste that great. Rockster92, Richard, interesting. You have seen that. I'm getting a call. Uh, I'm gonna answer this. Hold on, guys. Sorry about that. We were at clean urine sample, 10 out of 10 wood pet. Yeah, he's a real. This particular breed, apparently the melanistic tabby is a very good cuddler. You know, and that's silver tabbies. You kind of got to win over, but these guys they just love you. Rockster 92. I learned more about Israel than I learned ever had since October 7th. Yeah, Celino. Ouch. Charlie Wood. Goodbye. Hope to see you soon, Charlie. But I mean, look, understand something here. Israel isn't perfect. But that does not change the fact that, so far as I'm concerned, my people came home. And there are people that say, no, we've done genetic testing and it's not true. There are people that say, no, we've done genetic testing and it is true. And there are a lot of people who really hate my people. But, you know, genetic testing on my people, on Jews, because a lot of the Jews that went to Israel were Ashkenazi, and we look very European. I mean, my grandfathers, I'm told that both of my grandfathers looked very similar. One was of British descent, where the Irish blood comes from, and the other was Slovakian, but he was an Ashkenazi. We were talking about the Jews returning to Israel. You see, there is a debate over who are the indigenous people of Israel. And, you know, so they did genetic testing to try to find out who those people are. And, the genetic testing that I've seen says that, yeah, my ancestors came from the Middle East. And they also say that the people that call themselves Palestinians are more closely related to Greeks than Arabs. You know, is that true? I cannot 100% verify it. But, okay. So A is for Aiden just wrote some gibberish. I mean, look, we as people have our preconceived notions. So it's like, I'm a Democrat, I tend to vote Democrat. All right? And Republicans tend to vote Republican. A is for Aiden. Sorry about that. Rockster 92. Yep, I'm an Ashkenazi Jew as well. Regardless, it's objective that the Jews are indigenous homeland. Yeah, I mean, A for Aiden is a Muslim. Okay, bro. I mean, look, you know, my people believe in love and life, all right? And you have a right to be a Muslim. You have a right to believe what you believe. You have a right to, you know, love who you love and feel how you feel. And, we don't believe everyone should be Jewish. Not everyone should become part of our religion or our faith. And that's just how it is. Look, 2 million Arabs, 2 million Arab Muslims live in Israel and are happy there. Sean Walmar, I'm pretty sure if you have to dig into genetic testing for figure out who was originally there, it's probably not relevant anymore. You know, and you're a Buddhist. Here's the thing. On one side, you have Israel, who are like, we are a free country. We believe in freedom. We believe in you can be who you want to be. And on the other side, you have the Arab conglomerate that is all about death. And, it's like Hamas, they're not saying we want to live in peace. They're saying we want to kill all the Jews. So, I mean, these people are a threat to me. A is for Aiden. Just kidding, I do not. You do not what? I mean, you just said you were a Muslim. And I mean, look, dude, I would have thought you were a Hindu or something, but I mean, it's no judgment. You could be a Sikh. I can't see you, so I don't know what you look like. Yeah, but just understand that this concept of separation is not a Jewish concept. Because you see, there are black Jews and there are white Jews, and I even think there are Jews of Asian descent now. We come in all skin types, and it's just one of those things that we're all human. You know, this morning I ran into a friend of mine who is transgender, and you know, I came away from that. We were very happy to see each other because it's been a while. And I mean, she didn't bring up her boyfriend, but she does that every now and again, like she's saying back off, and it's like not really my type. But uh, I came away from that conversation thinking, do I need to have the acceptance speech with her? And understand something about us as people. Before we are anything else, we are human. You don't think of people man and woman and uh, black or white or gay or lesbian or straight or transgender. You think of people as being human before you think of them as being anything else. And in that vein, when you realize somebody is a person, you treat everyone with a certain level of equality. One of the things that we do in war is we try to dehumanize our enemy, which makes them easier to kill. I don't think we should do that because I don't think we should take joy in killing our enemies. As a Jew, that's actually quite offensive to me. I believe that we should always feel grief at the loss of life. I don't believe that we should be pacifists, but I believe that. Anyway, there are four people in the chat now. Who's still with me here? Because if you guys aren't watching, I mean, there's not a lot of reason for me to stay here. Oh, Rockster 92. I'm still here. All right, bro. I mean, Sean Wilmer, you do you. You know, in the IDF, they have a saying: shoot first and cry later. This is because to take any human life, even the life of a terrorist, even the life of an enemy, is still a horrible thing. And in fact, it's hard to aim while crying. Yeah, it is. It's also hard to see while crying, so But one thing Hamas used to do is their military units would be assigned a child. And they would walk around with this child because they knew that they are less likely to be shot at by Israeli fighter pilots if they have children in their midst. But that's one of those reasons why there are so many terrible child casualties in Gaza is that these people, this military, what they do, what the Hamas does, is they use children as a shield for their weapons. So it would make good people less likely to destroy those weapon stocks. Of course, then you have to realize if you don't deny them those weapons, the killing will go on. And one of the things you see in the Gaza conflict, the Israel-Hamas war, is you see starving children. Ironically, though, or oddly, there is a lack of starving adults. And normally in a famine, everybody starves. But for some reason in Gaza, it's children. This raises questions like, do they prioritize feeding soldiers over feeding children? Are these children starving because of medical conditions that prevent them from living to adulthood? It's a good question. Who kitty's there? Toby, is that you? So, there's a lot of propaganda to deal with in terms of that particular situation. You know, it it would take me all day to go over all the things. Now, it would take me several days, all the things I've had to research, just because people say things, and I don't dismiss what's said about Israel out of hand. I go and I look it up and I verify, and I want to know the truth. And I mean, a lot of Jews are very critical of Benjamin Netanyahu because we feel, many of us, that he should have prevented the attack. And in fact, when the border was breached there, we actually have translations of some of the dialogue or some of the statements from the Hamas soldiers, which they're saying, where's the IDF? Where's the enemy? So it does ask the question, where were the Israeli soldiers? Why were they not present to stop that situation? And the answer is, this is a situation Benjamin Netanyahu really should have been ready to deal with. So yeah, I am 100% pro-Israel. I believe Israel has a right to exist. I'm not, by any means, okay, and I don't believe that they did everything perfectly. There's still criticisms to be made. But, we're dealing with people, not saints. Do you think Palestine has a right to exist? Yeah, I mean, technically, there's never been a Palestine. Let's be clear on that. I mean, Palestine as a country has never existed. The Romans had it as a state. The Ottomans had it as a state. Rockster 92. Palestine never did exist. Sean, you're brainwashed. Okay, Sean didn't make any statement on whether Palestine deserves to exist. I mean, look, okay, I believe that the best solution is a one-state solution. Sean Walmer, lol. Okay, Sean, you did not make a statement one way or the other. You asked a question, and I am not judging you for asking. It's a solid question. But his statement is implicit that Palestine is an actual state. You know, again, what would be best? What would be best for the people who live in the territory called Palestine is for them to become Israelis. All right, and there is evidence to support that. Mostly, that the Arabs who live in Israel are happier than the Arabs who live in the Gaza Strip and the West Bank. All right. So we should be clear on that. Now, it's much like with Greenland there. You could make the statement Greenland would be better off if it was part of America. I don't know how true that is, but the people that live there do get a say in it. Now, understand, okay, the West Bank, or the Gaza Strip, for example, it was taken by Egypt and then retaken by Israel. So Israel kicked Egypt out of the area. And they made it part of Israel because it's part of Israel. You look at the map, it's always classically been part of Israel. All right? And they built greenhouses and they made the world better for the people who lived there. All right? Then the UN turned around and said, you need to pull your forces out of the Gaza Strip. So Israel said, all right. And they removed every living Jew, and the dead ones for that matter, from Gaza, which plunged the region into chaos. There was civil war, and there was an election where Hamas was elected the leader. Hamas then killed their political rivals and drug their bodies through the street, and there has never been another election in Gaza. So, as a part of Israel, the people who live in the Gaza Strip had the right and ability to vote, to take part in their political system. They had freedom. Rockster 92, Israel haven't been the ones rejecting the Palestinian state. Palestine was. You are correct. Uh, wasn't having that conversation. Yes, you're right. The reason Palestine, there is no modern Palestine, is because the people who live there don't want to be a state or don't want to be a country. You know, this is kind of the problem. Is it's like if they're saying we want that land over there that the Jews are living on, and you know, quite frankly, it's like, yeah, well, we live here now, so no. If you wanted to live here, you should have not tried to kill us. We Jews don't like it when you try to kill us, and we think if you try to kill us, you owe us something. You know, look, all the countries around Israel are radicalized nations. And Rockster 92, lol, right. not dead sure what you're referring to. But understand this much, okay? These radicalized nations of the Middle East, when they're not killing each other, they're trying to kill Jews. If they didn't have Jews to kill, they'd start killing Christians. Or perhaps Hindus, you know. Now, let's be clear, we're talking about the radicalized, not Muslims in general. I've had many friends who were Muslims who were good people. You know, yes, you're a snoozaloosh. I love my snoozaloosh. Yes. But, you know, it's just one of those things that you have to understand. Israel is very much like America, only the people are more diligent. You know, Israel is a place of practicality and common sense. Israel is a place where common sense is actually common. The rest of the world, not so much. And I have said many a time, all good people stand with Israel. And I have said many a time that hate is the language of all who oppose Israel. So, you know, that's the world. So, okay, let's see. Rockster92, this conversation is always so controversial, yet if it was about Jews, people wouldn't have a problem. Mm, you know, people tend to have a problem with Jews for some reason. They tell us, you know, why can't you just get raped and murdered in quietly? But you know, uh, one of the things I've learned is painfully true. Exactly, yeah. That we Jews are held to a higher standard. And I mean, you know, it's like in Africa, there's a war leader named Boko Haram. I think I'm pronouncing that right. I'm not sure. Who's going around kidnapping Christian women and basically impressing them into sex slavery. You know, probably regular slavery too. I mean, it just the sex part is what we're concerned about. And for some reason, that's not the headline every day. People going around and kidnapping innocent women whose only crime is to have a certain faith and doing terrible things to them. And that's not news. Israel blows up a school because it's full of weapons, and, you know, everybody's saying, well, shame on you. And it's like Bernie Sanders. I was a big fan of Bernie Sanders before all this. And then I saw him walk into that Congress and put up those pictures of those Palestinian children. And it's like, you know, even if what he was saying were 100% true, he is still rewarding terrorists for harming children because, you know, Hamas, they believe if they kill a child and it helps this war, that child is a martyr. A Hamas spokesman went on the news and said that Israel will lose because the Jews believe in life, whereas we believe it is a privilege to die for God. And we have footage of women being informed that their son has died in the conflict and them screaming in joy because they believe that now their son is a martyr. You know, Sean Lomer, if they all die, they don't really win. Tell them that. I mean, it's Ryan Macbeth, who is another Irish Jew, by the way. He said that dead civilians is not a bug for Hamas, it's a feature. They want to see their own people slaughtered because that gives them ammunition to, say bad things about Israel on the world stage. Rockster 92, I like original Democrat values, but lately, even us Democrat Jews been anti Israel has really bothered me. Yeah. I mean, like I say, if you knew the facts, you'd be pro Israel. Rockster 92, I didn't know Ryan Macbeth had Judaism in him. Interesting. He's talked about it. I mean, you know, he wears the Star of David. He does consider himself a Christian of some kind, but he does wear a Star of David wherever he goes. I mean, you can ask Macbeth about it. He's not shy in that regard. I've talked to him. Well, I mean, I've emailed him. He tends to answer his emails. But yeah, I mean, um, I follow Ryan, obviously. Seems like he hasn't been making as many videos lately, but he has been making a few, and he's working on his next book. Uh, Incidentally, I do believe his book is on my Amazon wish list, so if any of you wanted to buy me a copy, that's up there. Also, if you're a fan of Ryan, you can go to Bunker Branding and buy some of his T-shirts or hoodies on offer. It supports his debunking of misinformation. I mean, look, I started following Ryan after Russia attacked you. The major conflict broke out in Ukraine. And that is because apparently on my father's side, I do have Ukrainian blood. And I'm Ukrainian enough, believe it or not, for a Russian to actually have apologized to me for the war. And I was contacted by some people in Australia who said that I was connected to them through Ukraine. So, Leo, is that you? Why don't you come over here and give me a hug, Leo? Leo? I've been making it a point to show you people my kitties. Look how chill Bear is here. He's just so kitty. Yeah, okay, so have we run out of things to talk about? Sean Walmart, that's a chill cat. Yes, Bear is. He's very mellow. It could be because I mean, I'm really enjoy spending time with his mother, and so I also, his mother would nurse him, and she'd kind of sit on my lap when she did that, and she was never shy about interacting with me while her kittens were about. Anyone know about the Myanmar Civil War? I have a vague understanding that it's happening. I mean, I think John Oliver's brought it up a few times. Okay, I'm not answering that one. That's just spam. And my watch is making the noise. I hear they have nationalist Buddhist, which I'm still trying to figure out how that works. Rockster 92. The truth is, a lot of wars and conflicts go on every day that we don't even know much about. Yeah, look, something you guys should be aware of is that when the Nazi forces took certain places in Russia, they actually recruited Slavic soldiers. Now, Hitler believed that all Jews should be killed and that all Slavs should be slaves. So the death squads going around and doing nasty things to Slavs really changed the opinion of these soldiers. And, it's Hitler was, of course, insane. So when you go around killing the people who look like the people who have guns, the people who have guns stop supporting you. Although there are Slavic units that continued to fight for the Nazis after that and were quite effective. So, I mean, some of you may have heard the term Quisling. Okay. Quisling is a French surname, and there was a French politician who, when the Nazis took France, he just said, okay, you're the boss. And, every conflict every conflict has some Quaslings if it's large enough. I mean, look, you see Jews who are anti-Israel. It's ridiculous. So yeah. Hey, Leo. Come on. Come on. Come on, my big old Leo. I mean, the world is a crazy place, and we human beings are very tribalistic. We believe that the way to solve a problem is with force. It's one of those things that you have to understand. Like I call the nth iteration of mankind the functional thinker. Which, I mean, a functional thinker treats all people with an equal level of respect. But even being a functional thinker means that you need to be given the right information. And there's a lot of fake information out there. All right, 5 people listening to me ramble. That's a little weird. People have told me they could listen to me for hours, but I mean, Rockster 92, yeah, sometimes it's just that people don't have the information to understand the situation. Yeah, I mean, twice now I've had people claim to be Palestinians and say terrible things about Israel. And, they'd be like, I lived it, I lived it. And it's like, no, you didn't. Because you're not from Palestine, you're from Dubai. That's what your profile says. So, but if you listen to these people and they say they saw it firsthand, it's only natural, Rockster 92. Anyway, yeah, I've got to get going. Always a pleasure listening to you. Thanks, bro. I mean, this is we're about where it ends anyway. So, I've got to answer some text messages actually and get some sleep. I'll talk to you folks later.